Check, 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 check. Hey. Good morning, everyone. Good evening, wherever you are. That's the sound of conflict-free coffee. No, this is not a brand deal. I'm not going to plug a brand. This is hand-grown coffee, grown in my backyard with my bare hands. I urinate on these coffee plants. The minerals in my piss are just more than plentiful for home gardening. I take so many supplements that when I pee, it's actually a magic elixir. Anyone who cares about their health honestly would bottle my piss and drink it religiously because, I mean, just the amount of supplements I'm on. If you're on like Alpha Brain and some of that Rogan stuff, let me tell you, come to the source, okay? I eat raw, hard rocks, not meth, not cocaine, not crack. I eat the literal minerals, and so when I pee, it comes out a beautiful gold. And that's what enables me to grow this conflict-free coffee bean that I am sipping here. No, I'm just kidding. This shit is it is mass-produced and probably made with child labor. But I digress. Today I want to talk about Moo Dang, a.k.a. Bouncy Pork, a.k.a. your sister. Get bent. We all know Moo Dang. We all fantasize about eating her. Some of us know what a marbled roast would look like. When I imagine her cut open, I think she's like a beautiful rack of ribs. That's kind of what I imagine. That, or maybe akin to like shark, where it's just like all, or whale, just all blubber. But either way, Moo Dang is a hot button. We know the memes, we know her, but I think the actual human behavior about her is it's not discussed in great detail. Everyone's caught up on how cute she is. You can tell by the fan cams. Look, I'm gonna pull up this fan cam, this hippo fan cam. Check this shit out. Sorry, I would have had a human reaction to this, but I had to do a little CAPTCHA game to prove I'm a person watching this content. Because God forbid a bot watches TikTok content. We're going to have to change the song on this. So if the song, let's put a song that's uncanny with the fan cam. But here we go. There's a little detail here that I never really noticed about Moo Dang videos as this guy is poking her ass, and it's the horse sweat. It's the glue layer. When he touches her, it's like They never did this for Harambe. I never seen, maybe it exists, I just haven't seen it. I never seen a fan cam for Harambe just taking that 4-year-old and just mashing him. Whatever it was he did. I don't even know the crime Harambe committed. Free his soul, Fan cams used to be for Korean guys. Now they're for pygmy hippos. I feel like we've lost the art of fan cams. Now it's become ironic, and they used to be meaningful. A fan cam used to be just a spirited amount of clips of Korean guys looking at camera. Now it's for pygmy hippo ass. The rage about Moo Dang it's kind of cute, right? You think about how sad we are a little bit that this hippo is like, oh my God, it's Moo Dang and Hak Tua. That's how you know we're really trying to escape mentally. Between Moo Dang and Hak Tua, we're like, give us something, give us hope. anything to put a smile on my face. Excuse me, I want to sip this conflict full coffee. No, honestly, this is great coffee. I think it's, I don't know. I don't know if it's conflict free because I think it's brewed by a bunch of neckbeards and they're probably arguing a lot as they're making this. But so in that way, it's probably got conflict. Such a bad joke. Anyways, in typical modern fashion, when something goes parabolic, something gets really popular, people want to monetize it. All right. So Bounty Pork has found herself immortalized as a cryptocurrency. Yeah, you can trade Moodang, like an actual token. At present, it's worth just 12 zeros shy of $1. So that means, 0.0000, you get it. A whole lot of zeros before any actual value. The fully diluted market cap is only 28 grand. So for just $30,000, you can be the sole Warren Buffett of the of the virtual Moodang. It's really crazy if you just type in this coin, the amount of shill trying to promote it. And this is not financial advice. These are financial commands. You must buy this coin. JK, I don't want to go to the white collar place. I don't want to go where the scammers go. I'm scared. I don't want to do poison. I don't want to do poison. That's really scary for me. Anyways, I thought that was fun. So, naturally, Moodang has gotten so popular that they meaning the Moodang farm. It's a zoo. I say farm. I like to think of it as a farm. I like to think they got a bunch of these little Moodangs running around like a Pokemon help center. But alas, it is a zoo. She is in a cage and she is on display. Moodang, in some ways, is a stripper. She is an exotic dancer. She is a burlesque dancer, whatever term you want to use. Is stripper allowed anymore? I guess you use that for a lot of things, right? Maybe we need to reclaim stripper for, because, I get these on occasion. This is another just tangent, but I like when I browse TikTok and I get privy to a guy that has terrorized a local area. It is crazy. Dudes with a body count of more than 20, all of their experiences are on TikTok. They're getting reviewed. The Yelp reviews are there. The women congeal into one giant Yelp page for this guy, and they just detail, and yeah, okay, sorry. So maybe we need to rename these guys are strippers because they strip people of their self-worth and dignity. You'll see the reviews on some of these guys, and these women are heartbroken. They're like, I fell for it too, girl. I know those curls. Run away from him. So, irrelevant to regardless of gender, maybe that's the new age stripper. Is someone who just takes your fucking soul. A Tinder, just like a creature of Tinder who just finds their way into your life and they make you feel special and then they leave at 3 a.m. while you're sleeping. Stripped. Anyways, bro, they want to copyright Moodang. That's how good she is. They want to copyright Moodang. And it is kind of wild, in our modern day and age. You get popular enough, trademarking your face and name. When was trademarking invented? I'm curious. In 1200, okay, the first legislation regarding trademarks was passed in 1266 by the Parliament of England. Oh, there they go again, ruining everything. There England goes again, causing problems. Anyways, they want to copyright her. They want to trademark her. They want to turn this animal. It's kind of like when a dog gets popular in America. Their owners are like, holy fuck. Let's turn this dog into t-shirts. And you can do that with animals, right? But I was thinking you can only do so much with humans. Like a rap artist, you can put them on a t-shirt and people will rep them. And but with animals, you can sell replicas like plushies of the animal and stuff, and that's sort of cute. Could you imagine if Jay-Z and Beyonce just sold plushies of their baby when it was born? Could you imagine if celebrities could do that? They're like, no, get your plushie Northwest. It'd be scary, dude. It'd be weird. But, looking at last episode, you saw how real those if I have a baby, if I have a child, I'm going to go to Temu and I'm going to mass produce my version of my baby. And you can buy my baby. Fuck merch. I'm not selling merch. I'm not selling t-shirts anymore. You want a piece of my life? You want a piece of me? You can buy my baby. And I'll put voice quotes in it and all that stuff. And for the low, low price of $40, you can have a tangible piece of my life. And every year we'll upgrade you. And we'll send you Soylent. And we'll grow the baby. I will sell you a clone, is what I'm saying. I'll give you a clone. And I guess now at this point, Mudang is so popular that people show up to the zoo and it's like a big meet and greet. Social media's made it go wild where there's like thousands of people showing up, and then what this turns to? Rioting. People, I guess, throw water and they throw things at Mudang, which water I'm not mad at. Throwing water at a hippo is probably fine. Throwing darts at a hippo, that's kind of fucked up. I don't know if you're allowed to do that. But yeah, bro. I just wonder what it's going to be like. What is the shelf life of a Mudang? Let's see. Lifespan pygmy hippo. This little pud is going to live anywhere from 30 to 55 years. We got 30 years of Mudang. Well, assuming she's 2 or 3, maybe, we got another 20 and change. So Mudang is going to live for a minute. What we don't have a lot of time with is Usher. I think we have maybe 2 or 3 months left of quiet enjoyment of Usher records before they're stripped from all Spotify playlists. Just let that sink in for a minute. I think what's going to be really awesome about the Diddy case is that millennials' musical heroes, they're all going to go down and they're going to be forced to listen to modern music because they'll have no one left. They're going to have to adopt MKG. Is that guy's name? Who sings the Candy song? People are going to have be forced to adopt Hunter Gex. Netspend. They're going to have to do it. Being 35 and your whole life you've gotten by on early 2000s hits, at 35 now you're going to have to listen to Netspend. Good luck, bro. But I digress, per usual. In the spirit of modern animal abuse, I was really intrigued by this story. A dude in Montana is going to prison for 6 months for cloning a giant sheep and breeding it. Now, a 6-month prison stint is kind of crazy, just because when you go in there and they're like, "What are you in here for?" and you say, "Oh, I cloned a giant sheep." It would just suck if you clone a sheep and then you end up going into prison and you get stabbed. And you're sitting there holding your wound going, I should have just left the cloning bit alone. But anyways, there's this news video out and I think it's pretty funny. Listen to this.
An 81-year-old man in Montana who's been charged with federal felony wildlife crimes for...
Cloning is a felony. And to this day, I don't understand why. Is that because they just don't want us getting our dirty little hands into science? Why do the nerds get to do it? Why can't we do it? I guess wildlife cloning, it's an issue because then if you're doing weird animal experiments, it's cruel. But what if you could clone in an ethical way? I guess that's the problem. There's no way to enforce it. But anyway.
Or cloning a giant foreign sheep here in the U.S. for hunting purposes. Let me try to explain this.
Also, knowing that cloning is a felony really opens the door for, like, there's a whole wave of rappers, which I think is very relevant and very modern, rappers that talk about scamming. They're talking about skimming credit cards and telling you how to hack ATMs and stuff. I think if you're like a rap fan, you know about this, but I think there are plenty of people that don't know about this. And anytime I've seen songs by these guys, like, it just feels very, Watch Dogs. Like, it's just crazy to rap about that. I need to see a rapper delve into this world. I need a rapper to come out with a record all about how they did a 10-year bid for doing intense cloning of, small dogs, small animals, selling them to celebrities. Like, I need the next Tiger King to come out, but I need them to be clone based and a musical artist. That's what I'm looking for. But anyway, so listen to what this guy cloned. It's actually fucking insane.
Giant foreign sheep here in the U.S. for hunting purposes. Let me try to explain this. So,
okay, do we hear this? Let's just one more time. Let's get the purpose of cloning these sheep.
Giant foreign sheep here in the U.S. for hunting purposes. Let me try to explain this.
Okay, so I guess that's why we can't clone. Hold on there, partner. Hold your ass, because I have to take a moment to thank a sponsor today, and that is Tushy. It's time to give up wiping. Just generally, stop it. Because it's time to wash your ass. When you wipe, all it does is smear poop and bacteria around, which I know gets some of you excited, but it's not good because it makes you unclean and uncomfortable. However, if you wash your ass with a Tushy bidet, you get a targeted stream of fresh water to get you 2 times cleaner than wiping ever could. This is the positive version of a targeted ad, except it's targeted ass. It's time to retire that outdated routine and upgrade to a fresh, confident, clean. Setup is easy and the results are an absolute game changer. Once you've experienced a Tushy bidet, your butt will never settle for less. Now here's the thing. Let me say something about bidet water. Warm or cold, doesn't matter. Bidet water generally, it's just better. And after using Tushy, it's awesome. I don't have to wipe. I can just sit there and take a butt shower. It's chef's kiss. And here's the thing. When you buy a Tushy bidet, every single one comes with a 30-day hassle-free return policy and a 12-month warranty. It's a one-time purchase that can change your life. You can feel shower fresh when you need it most and join the 2 million butts who already switched to Tushy. For a limited time, our listeners get 10% off their first bidet order when you use the code LOT at checkout. That's 10% off your first bidet at HELLOTUSHY.com with promo code LOT. Hold on to your butt one more time, folks, because we have to thank another sponsor, and that is the one and only SeatGeek. It's fall, the weather is getting cooler, and it's still the perfect time to go to more events. Get out of the house and see your favorite people in concert. That's why I need to tell you about my special hookup with SeatGeek. Everyone can use my code LOT10 and get 10% off any tickets at SeatGeek, whether you're a new customer or not. Sports, concerts, festivals, you name it. There are so many artists touring right now, including Billie Eilish, Hozier, Noah Kahan, Zach Bryan, Noel Miller, Charleston, Durham, Vegas, Denver. I'm going to be there. Each ticket on SeatGeek is rated on a scale of between 1 and 10. So look for the green dots because green means good and red means bad. And every ticket is backed by the SeatGeek buyer guarantee. And SeatGeek is the only site that lets you return your tickets ahead of events with swaps. No matter how many times you have bought tickets using SeatGeek before, LOT10, my promo code, my special promo code, is going to get you 10% off your next order. So take out your phone, open the SeatGeek app, and add the code LOT10, L-O-T 10. What are you waiting for? Do it now. This is a limited time offer. Because this dude's cloning to murder. And I guess, yeah, cloning does open up a weird thing. It's like, did I kill my family if there was a copy of them? That's like, what's that stupid ass movie where Hugh Jackman was a magician? Hold on. Ah, yes. The Prestige. The Prestige. That's a prestige situation where you get a guy with just, containers upon containers of his family cloned every time he loses a Call of Duty game. Anyway, so this guy's cloning these big sheep for murder, right? It gets better.
To explain this. So this 81-year-old man, his name is Arthur Schubarth.
He's 81 years old cloning. Who is this guy? At 81, this guy is cloning? The fuck was he doing at 50?
Oh. He imported...
You hear that? Ooh.
He imported sperm, tissue, and testicles from a Marco Polo sheep, the largest in the world.
That got the other anchor pretty good. The testicles bit. Couldn't not laugh at that. He imported... Hold on.
Testicles from a Marco Polo. Sperm, tissue, and testicles from a Marco Polo sheep, the largest in the world. And then successfully took that material and made a full living sheep out of it.
So he had testicles, not even the balls, maybe. He just maybe had like the testes, sperm and tissue. And he was able to make an entire sheep out of that. Can someone just catch a felony real quick and see if this is possible with human cloning? I need this. If an 81-year-old man can do it, one of you Gen Alpha motherfuckers can figure this out. Okay, so then check this out. So he makes the big sheep, right? Now look at this.
Then he crossbred that sheep with a Rocky Mountain Bighorn sheep and created a hybrid sheep that he called the Montana Mountain King.
He made a hybrid sheep to hunt. This dude is growing sheep like fucking weed. Yeah, that's my hybrid strain over there. So now he's got his own brand of sheep. He's got his own brand of Moodang.
And the plan was to sell those, which he actually did, to people who wanted to stock preserves exclusively for hunting. The authorities were not fans of this move, and they've given him a 6-month sentence. The judge said this is to deter anyone from, quote, changing the genetic makeup of the creatures on this earth.
That's a petty ass reason. I bet this judge could not even tell me how a computer processor works. How are they the authority on the genetic makeup of creatures on this earth? Let my man clone. He's sitting on a $quadrillion business here. In LA right now, there is a guy quadruple incest inbreeding bulldogs, and he's selling those things for $5,000 a pop. And isn't Montana like the place of, isn't that's where Yellowstone's at, and you can kill someone if they look at you the wrong way? It's just weird, of all places, that you would get in trouble for this in Montana. He must have really pissed somebody off. I just thought it's kind of cool that this guy is playing Minecraft in real life and just spawning animals to kill. Going to jail for cloning, I wonder if he's first in class. Apparently people from the scientific community are sort of applauding this guy, where they're like, hey, nice job. Who else has gone to jail for cloning? Let's take a quick look at that. Here's another one in 2020. Cloning scientist sentenced to 12 years in prison. Holy shit, bro. Although China Agricultural University's Li Ning denies embezzling millions of yuan in research funds, a Chinese court ruled last week that he is guilty, levying a sentence of 12 years in prison and a 3 million yuan fine for cloning, I guess. Between 2008, July of 2008 and February 2012, Li, famous for his work in animal cloning and genetic modification. So he's just a cloning scientist that went to jail. But dude, if I treat Google like a human. I said, who else has gone to jail for cloning? And this guy, this Montana guy, is the top result. Outside of that, here we go. China jails gene-edited babies scientist for 3 years. Oh my God. He, that is literally his first name, he was convicted of violating a government ban by carrying out his own experiments on human embryos to try to give them protection against HIV. Whoa. He was globally condemned when he announced his experiments and the birth of twin babies last November. Yeah, I guess experimenting on embryos is pretty... kind of playing with fire. So now I'm starting to see why logically and ethically, maybe you can't ethically clone. Maybe you can do it with plants. And that's probably what people do with weed. They're probably cloning plants. So I'm going down a bit of a nothing story here. But I digress. I guess today's episode is all about animals because there just seems to be recently a lot of crazy stories about animals. I mean, one, it's wild to me that Mu Dang probably has the same popularity as Hawk Tuah. Like, I think you could start a podcast with Mu Dang in the frame and it would go nuts. I don't even think the podcast content would even have to be about anything. I think people would just put it on provided Mu Dang was in the shot the entire time. So yeah, I don't know what they're waiting for over there in Thailand for, but whatever. So Mu Dang kind of reminds me of, I think this was a while ago. This might be more of like a millennial nostalgia, but the Dogecoin dog, the Shibas and Corgis, they were really popular. And I think, I want to say on like 2014 Instagram, Vine, maybe even a little bit earlier, there were tons of accounts where Shibas and Corgis were, their hair was cut really nice and they would do crazy tricks. And then it sort of came out that a lot of these dogs, in order to get them to do these tricks, were being abused. And so that has always put a foul taste in my mouth whenever I see cute animal content. Sorry to Kid Cudi, the Mudang media, but it's always hard for me to engage cute animal stuff ever since I learned that. And so I kind of have this pessimistic assumption that, a pessimistic conspiracy, because that's what I am now. I'm a conspiracy theorist, that all cute animal content has something dark behind it. And in that vein, it never even occurred to me how well monetized this could be, but I guess people meaning like content creators, are getting found out for faking animal rescues, which let me take a little fun bit out of this article. Look at this. More than a fifth of fake rescue creators asked viewers for donations under the guise of helping animals, usually by PayPal links. Ethically horrible. As a business, it's genius. Just in the sense that as a person, when you see something cute, a human being cannot resist the opportunity to help something cute. You know, you want to do everything you can. And this is maybe a cautionary tale that if the Mudang Zoo starts asking for some donations, they don't have to. They're gonna sell T-shirts and stuff. They don't have to do that. Maybe you need donations when your animal roster is ugly. So anyways, check this out. A groundbreaking report has exposed the growing threat of, quote, fake animal rescue content on social media. Unmasking... Okay. This report comes from a collaborative network of 29 animal protection organizations which want to expose the role of social media companies in promoting bogus content. Fake rescue content depicts animals in perilous situations, abandoned, trapped, or attacked, only for their so-called rescuer to stage a dramatic intervention for views and donations. Often these animals are intentionally harmed or placed in dangerous circumstances, making the rescuers complicit in their suffering. This report finds 1,022 links showing fake rescue content were collected over 6 weeks from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. All these links in total have been watched about 500 million times. Almost 52% of the links were found on Meta-owned platforms, whatever. 21% of fake rescue creators asked viewers for donation. All right, whatever. So, you know, they're basically putting a dog in a scary situation, and they're like, please give me money to fix this. Oh, actually, no. It was kittens, puppies, and young monkeys. And cats were the most featured animal. Yo, snakes and turtles? You got to be a special kind of person to want to help rescue a snake. Because I don't know if snakes are traditionally cute to anyone without a septum piercing. I remember this being a thing also with like aquatic animals, or, you know, people putting fish in weird dugouts and trying to save them. But all this to say, you know, maybe Mudang, your precious Mudang, is the whole thing's a big scam. There might not even be a pygmy hippo that you're looking at. It might be VFX. It might be a 7-year-old boy in a blubber suit. Then what are you going to do? Sitting there feeling stupid, owning your Mudang coin in your Mudang sweat set with your Mudang podcast on in the background. You could have just been a Hawk Tuah fan the whole time. Anyways, guys, Company Lot is famous now. We've been referenced on a podcast. I just want you to listen to this.
All right, so today we're going to be diving deep into this whole Temu thing.
Temu?
Yeah, have you heard of this?
Oh, yeah.
It's like this online shopping platform and everything is like crazy cheap.
Yeah, it's like dangerously cheap.
I mean, like too good to be too cheap,
Dangerously cheap.
Yeah.
And we're actually going off of this YouTuber, comedian Noel Miller.
Okay.
And he has this series called Company Lot.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
And he actually bought a baby on Temu.
Really?
Well, it's a toy baby,
Okay.
but still. Like, he orders a bunch of stuff.
Right.
Like a cheap drone, this surprisingly realistic toy baby, even like...
How's this feel? Watching a show with a podcast clip about the show that you're watching. Do you feel insane yet?
light up shoes.
Wow.
And the quality is actually like shockingly decent for the prices.
Yeah, how do they do that?
That's the thing. How can they offer these prices? Like, what's the catch?
Right.
What do you think?
Well, it makes you wonder about this concept of planned obsolescence.
Planned obsolescence.
Yeah, basically, like, are they making stuff that's designed to break down quickly?
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So you have to buy more, you know? And this isn't a new thing. We've seen it with fast fashion, cheap electronics.
Right, right.
If you don't know, that is the latest AI craze where you put in subject matter and it creates a podcast for you to listen to. Now, the worst thing about this is hearing them discuss the subjects that I'm interested in better than me. So what I'm suggesting you do is you take every episode that I do and you put it into this learning language, like, you know, this LLM or whatever, and you listen to that version, but make sure you take the original first and they'll make it better. We've joked a lot about AI podcasting. Or let me take that back. AI podcasts have been a meme for a minute, and people have definitely made plenty and attempted plenty of them, but to actually see it is awesome because I don't fear anything. Because I'll say this, they might be a little bit more articulate than me and it might be a little bit more organized, but let me tell you something. At present, these hosts are very off-putting to me. They sound like people who would call the cops. Just generally, they would call the police. And I don't know if that's my vibe. I am going to be scared when these AI podcasts can sort of read your vibe and give you hosts that fit your mood. That's when it's going to be a little bit. But, you know, speaking of fast fashion and planned obsolescence, Fashion Nova, I guess, I don't know if I'm getting got here. I don't know if this is real. But apparently Fashion Nova made a BBL Drizzy costume. Now I'm going to go to Fashion Nova to see if this is for real. The model of this, assuming this is real, will probably get snatched up by the OVO squad. Sorry, hold on. I'm getting distracted because I'm seeing all this cool fashion on Fashion Nova for men. This is actually also very interesting, that Fashion Nova, because Fashion Nova and just fast fashion in general, it's all garbage clothing. And for years, there have been online just retailers and these Halloween costumes they're just like, they've been mass produced in other places, I think, for years. A buddy of mine, he was a web developer for a company that sold this stuff. It was just like a husband and wife that had owned this business, I think, for like 5 to 7 years or something. Probably 10 years at this point of fast fashion, but for Halloween costumes. And it was crazy. They sold exclusively online. They made a killing for just that month. And I guess they were like in debt the other 11 months of the year. So it was like the 1 month of Halloween is what motivated the entire business. Hold it right there, buddy. We got to take one last break to thank another sponsor, and that is the lovely Shopify. When you think of brands that are killing it in sales, like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, you probably focus on their awesome products, right? But what you might not realize is that there are some smart business moves behind the scenes that make selling super easy for them. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, which if you run a business, you probably are into growing it, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/companylot, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/companylot to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/companylot. And seeing Fashion Nova finally just come around the corner and be like, we sell bullshit, just buy these shitty costumes from us, is kind of genius. Maybe they've done it in past. This is my first year seeing it. I don't typically dress up for Halloween. It's never been my thing. But, so I'm looking here at Fashion Nova, but I'm just seeing all the typicals, sexy alien, sexy Squid Games. They actually got both Squid Games costumes here with the penis cut out. That's cool. But I'm trying to find BBL Drizzy. Hold on. So what it is they're selling a BBL booty butt pad, and as part of the model photos, they got this model dressed up like Drake with the BBL. So they're suggesting you become BBL Drizzy without saying it. And they got tinfoil around the teeth as a grill. Honestly, pretty genius. I think people will end up buying this BBL just for general use anyway. It's kind of a nice way to audition what you might look like for $20. Just see if people treat you different. I think what's even cooler that I'm seeing here is I can actually buy myself a giant rack. For $24, I can buy myself a set of double X's. That's what this looks like. I can turn myself to a milk truck for just $20. For $50, I can do both top and bottom. I'll be stacked, brother. Kind of insane for a AI song about a rat beef to become so undeniable that it finds its way into a Halloween costume. I think that's how you know Drake really lost that beef. Because there's going to be people walking around England dressed up as BBL Drizzy. It's just... That's a rough go. That is a rough go. I think between Moodang and BBL Drizzy, the speed at which a joke... This is actually kind of slow, but how easy it is to convert like a cultural thing into a product and have confidence that you will sell units. I don't know if it's the best it's ever been. I mean, you could argue maybe that YouTube content creators started this, but I'm telling you, man, actually, as I say that, let me just cut myself off because we've been selling bullshit since forever. I mean, BBL Drizzy is like on par with like a Furby or something. It's just like a joke purchase that it means nothing and you're willing to burn a little bit of your cash to... So I guess we've been buying stupid shit our entire existence. As long as money has been around, I think we've been buying stupid shit. I guess I think what's weird is having a cultural connection. Like if they came out with, a Supreme drop, one of 500, one-to-one texture, feel, and look of Moodang, it would sell out and it wouldn't be weird to me if someone had that in their home. I'd go, oh, you got the Mudang drop? That's what I'd say. I'd be like, oh, you got that Mudang thing? That's crazy. I would actually be jealous and go, I wish I bought that. If Magic the Gathering put out a Mudang deck tomorrow, I'd buy it because it'd be funny. And it really isn't that funny. It's actually pretty stupid, but I would sucker into it because I have a small brain and I don't have my own thoughts. In other news, America got revenge for losing to Japan in the Emmys by setting off an old World War II bomb at a Japanese airport. This is real, dude. Look at shit. So I guess like a random World War II era bomb just randomly exploded. It was buried there for, they're assuming, 80 years. Kind of seems like a buzzer beater to me. I've heard that argument be about, or I've heard that position about America joining World War II, but that's for another day of conspiracy. I'm not well versed on that take and that framing of history, so maybe someone who is can comment on that if you're this deep into the episode. But a little bomb went off, canceled a bunch of flights. So, yeah, nice little buzzer beater by America. Well, after, actually, that's not even a buzzer beater. That's like the game is over, and the coach ran over and swung on one of the players. Well into the celebration. I guess Toyota. Speaking of Japanese people and Japanese organizations, Toyota is dumped $500 million into an electric taxi startup. Which, I don't know if you've read the book Brave New World. I don't know why people consider it adjacent to 1984. I mean, I guess in the sense that it like describes a dystopian society. Brave New World to me was just sort of I don't know. It was like a pervert paradise in my opinion. It's like a bunch of people on drugs all the time. You're born into I think the main character, I think he was like born into the top class, but he was like short and ugly. Not that I relate or anything, but yeah, Brave New World is just like people at the top like on drugs and they're sad. And then they figure out that their society is like a planned society. And then as a reward for figuring out the whole thing was rigged, they get to move to... Sorry, spoiler alert, because I know you guys don't read, and I can barely read. This is not a show where anyone can read well. But yeah, as a reward, the main characters get to move to a climate of their choosing. And the main character, if I remember correctly, he decides to move somewhere to continue being an incel. I think that's how I'd put it in modern terms. And then his literal hot friend moved to a cold environment where he wanted to write poetry because I think he discovered Robert Frost or something. I can't recall. But a key component of a key point of context in the world of Brave New World is everyone traveled by helicopter. Because at the time Brave New World was written, that was considered a futuristic method of transportation. And actually, when was this book written? Yeah, it's written by Aldous Huxley. Okay, this is published in 1932. All right, so for the 1930s, that is pretty prolific to predict ecstasy and helicopter travel. To predict ecstasy and helicopter Uber, chopper Uber, because that's essentially what this would be. There's like $1 billion in this, and who knows? Maybe this is just people fleecing their cash, and this thing will never reach the light of day. But Toyota's doubling down on Joby Aviation, or Joby. I don't know how you would say this. I was raised in Christian America where J-O-B is either a job or a job. You're either getting up to work or you're getting up to praise. Either one. So yeah, they're going to use this money, I guess, to get a certification with the FAA because they want to commercially produce this electric vehicle. If Brave New World ends up being right and traffic has gotten so bad that we just have to like pollute the air with drones and helicopters, this dude, Aldous, it will finally convert Brave New World to me from a smut book to, damn, this dude is bending the silver spoon. This is the bald kid from The Matrix. I was just so surprised that this is even being entertained because this seems so not space efficient. How many people can you put in an electric helicopter? 4? Might as well give everyone just a Chevy Suburban and let them wreak havoc. All right, everyone. I think that is going to be the end here. I have an appointment to potentially pick up the first fully AI pit bull. And if me and my boys can get the resin right, we're going to start 3D printing pit bulls and really compete with the rest of the market. These will be the first lab-grown pit bulls. You know, the original pit bull will be seen more as like the traditional diamond, born from blood and unethical methods. But me and the guys are figuring out a way to print these pit bulls in a healthy and supportive way. We're actually going to we're going to partner with the LA Chain Creation. And every smoothie bottle that's brought in, we'll melt it down and will contribute to producing the world's first ethical pit bull. So keep your eyes out for that. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.